Hey there! Welcome back to Melly Loves Death Metal. It is Friday, happy release day. I believe the only couple releases that I'm looking forward to today are Lunar Chamber on 20 bucks spin and the new Enforced. Does the new Enforced come out today? I can't remember. Anyway, happy Friday. I'm doing the stream tonight with Marty and Alan on Heavy Metallurgy, the Heavy Metallurgy channel. This is probably like my fourth time, I think now. I can't remember. Maybe fifth. Maybe even fifth. I don't know. If you don't count the reviews that I've also made videos for. And tonight we're doing something that I'm really excited to do. One of my all-time favorite bands, Slayer. So, Slayer. I was planning on making this a much more in-depth video, a little bit more of the background of the band, the history and stuff like that, but there are so many YouTube videos already out there like that, so I figured why not just make a quick, easy video, a kind of a cop-out video, and just show you my Slayer CD collection. So this is my Slayer CD collection. I just completed it yesterday. I bought a CD that I didn't think I would ever buy because it's probably one of my least favorite CDs that they've ever made. I don't ever listen to it. I listened to it for the first time in years this week, and yeah, still not a big fan of it. But I figured I completed the studio albums, and now I'm going to get, I think there's two live albums that or maybe three live albums. I need three live albums that I still need to get, and then I think there's like one or two other EPs out there, and with the exception of some of the bootlegs that I already have shown off on this channel, by Reek of Death Productions or Records or whatever the hell they're called. So I figured CD collection, for whatever reason, and I'm shocked by this, the CD collection videos get a lot more views than some of my other videos. So there's a big CD collecting horde here that watches my videos. So this one is for you. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go in chronological order of release, and this is what I'm getting off of Wikipedia, because admittedly I couldn't remember when some of these came out in order. For some reason I thought South of Heaven came out at a different time. I don't know why. I don't know. But anyway, we'll start off with Show No Mercy on Metal Blade Records. I think this was, what year was this, like 1983? Yeah, December 1983. So I'm not going to talk about my feelings on the albums because I'm going to be save that for the stream tonight, so I'll just show them off. This is not a first pressing CD by any means. I don't even know what pressing this is. I believe this has, oh, I thought it had an extra song. It doesn't. So this is a digitally remastered one. I got this a while back, but in terms of artwork and pictures and all that stuff, this is probably one of my favorite Slayer albums in terms of the artwork. I'll be wearing a shirt like this tonight. I purposely bought it for the stream tonight. I don't own any Slayer shirts, just because their imagery is a little bit rough and I can't necessarily wear it to a lot of things, similar to Cannibal Corpse, but I did go ahead and bite the bullet and bought this one because I do love this album artwork. Pictures of the band, some of my favorite pictures of the band in terms of promo pictures, especially that one of Jeff Hanneman. Come on, camera. Zoom in, motherfucker. Again, not a first press CD, but you know, their first album out on Metal Blade. This is just a very simple booklet of lyrics, and I don't think there's any other. Oh yeah, there's some live shots towards the end. So I don't know when this was pressed. This is the CD. I love the CD, but again, in terms of artwork, probably my favorite Slayer album in terms of in that regard. I'll save my thoughts on the music for the stream. So Show No Mercy. I do have Haunting the Chapel. This was the EP that came out after this, right before Hell Awaits. This is not a first pressing by any means. This was also out of Metal Blade. God damn cat. My cat's out there meowing. This also includes the extra track Aggressive Perfector, which is the reason why I got this on CD. I can't remember if my vinyl version has this. I'll do my vinyl in another video because there's just so many of them. This video would be like an hour long. But probably one of the greatest EPs ever made, in my honest opinion. Again, that's all I'm going to say. My cat is just out there howling to the people of whoever. I don't know. He has food. He has water. I don't know. He might be just trying to get in here. I'm not sure. This is a very basic EP. There you go. In terms of artwork, I love Haunting the Chapel in terms of like the font that it uses. But again, one of the greatest EPs ever made. I don't know if we'll talk about this tonight. I'm sure Marty will bring it up because I know that he absolutely loves this EP. He's talked about it several times. But I figured I would show that in here, even though it's technically not a studio album. That came out in 1984, right? Yeah. And it has one of the best Slayer songs on there, Chemical Warfare. Okay, so we're going to 1985 now, another Metal Blade release. This is their final Metal Blade release. Hell Awaits. This needs no introduction. This is probably one of my other favorite album covers that they've done in regards to the artwork. I don't know. I just think it's cool looking. Some cool artwork. I can't remember who does the artwork for most of their albums. I know that the band was not a fan of was it Rain and Blood? I feel like it was Rain and Blood. They weren't a fan of the album artwork. It might be. I can't remember. This is not a first press by any means. I think I only have first presses for a few of the CDs that I bought when I first was able to buy CDs with my own money, because my parents there was no way in hell they were buying this for me. I'm just trying to see who the artist was. I can't remember. Okay, I can't read. The red lettering artwork is by Albert Cellier. That's not who I thought it was. Anyway, Hell Awaits, Metal Blade Records. They just reissued these on vinyl and stuff, I think last year, but for a while there, this was a little bit harder to find. So if you're looking for it, it's out there. I think I bought this several years ago. So yeah. Okay, we are going to 1986 now, Rain and Blood. This is obviously a reissue. You can tell by the fact that it says expanded edition, but that's the reason why I bought it, is because I wanted the Aggressive Perfector song is on here. But there's also like the Criminally Insane remix, which, you know, whatever. I don't know. I spent the extra money on this. But yeah, Rain and Blood, artwork, or band promo. I was reading about this in regards to a couple of things, and I swear I read that the band really didn't care for this album artwork, which I don't either, so I'm on the same page as you guys. Obviously, it's one of the most iconic album artworks out there in metal history, but I don't know, for some reason I don't really care too much for it either. And I think that they said, like, the band promo shots they couldn't stand either, and so they ended up, like, not using most of them, and then one of them went onto the back of South of Heaven from this photo shoot. So anyway, their first album with Rick Rubin on Def Jam Recordings, which eventually became, like, Def Jam American Recordings or whatever, which is now owned by, I think it was owned by Universal, or still is owned by Universal, I don't remember. But yeah, the iconic metal band going to a predominant hip-hop label, which, you know, was interesting back then, not so much anymore. But Rain and Blood, again, not a first press by any means. I think I got this in 19 or 2000 something, I don't remember. Okay, so we're going to South of Heaven now. This was released on my birthday. I was 4 years old when this was released, July 5th, 1988. My birthday is July 5th. I was born in 84. Probably one of my favorite album artworks too. I think this pretty much ends here in terms of the album art. I don't know. I like it. It's very surreal. There's a lot of stuff going on in the skull, if you've never noticed. And then here's the promo, that band promo that I was talking about. Again, I don't know. This actually might be a first issue. I can't remember. One of the first Slayer albums I ever bought with my own money. And also one of the first Slayer albums I ever heard. Ironically, Raining Blood was not the first album I ever heard. Raining Blood was actually not the first Slayer song I ever heard. South of Heaven was. So I was relatively, you know, I was born in 84, so I was 4 years old when this album came out, so there was no way I was going to know what that was when it first came out. Just a very simple booklet, lyrics, that's it. That's the only picture. But yeah. I don't think... I'm pretty sure this might be a first issue. I don't really remember. Probably not. Considering when I bought it, they probably had already reissued it by then. Okay. Now we are going to take a sip of coffee because it is very early in the morning. I'm tired, but I wanted to get a video out today because I haven't been uploading videos as much as I usually would want to. Okay. October 9th, 1990. Season of the Abyss. Not a fan of this album artwork, although I feel like it's pretty iconic in regards to that. One of some of my all-time favorite Slayer songs are on this album as well, and that's all I'm gonna say. Pretty basic CD, that same American Recordings CD layout, which I hate that they did that when I went to Def Jam. There's my dog barking now. I really hated that they did these CDs, although it is iconic now. Like, I see that and I immediately know what label it is, and it's most likely a Slayer or whatever record label. But I liked that, you know, I like when they print like the images and stuff like that on the actual CD. It's a nitpicky thing. It's a nitpicky thing, but some of you might actually agree with me on that. Okay, so this one is interesting in that it folds out into a half poster kind of thing. It doesn't really make much sense in terms of the booklet. I hate this. I'm not too sure why they thought that was a good idea. And then the lyrics, it would have made more sense if it was actually like a poster that was all the same direction on this side. I don't know, but yeah, there's that. One of the more fancier CDs that I have for Slayer. This is definitely not a first issue. I got this when I was in high school, and this came out in 90s, so this is probably a reissue. But my second Slayer album I ever bought with my own money. Now we're getting into, I think this is a first issue. I'm pretty sure it is. So now we're getting into 94, Divine Intervention. I hate this album artwork. I'm not going to lie. This is another booklet that I can't stand too. Images of the band right there. Penman's upside down. This also folds out into a, ow, just whacked my elbow, poster of like, I don't know, promo shots and shit and dead bodies, and then the lyrics and stuff are on the other side. This was a thing back then. I have a lot of CDs from back then that are like this, and I gotta fold it correctly, otherwise it won't fit. And then obviously, there we go, the pictures are on now on the CD. I will never forget the first time I ever saw that. And here you go. Don't flag me, YouTube. I showed that quickly. So yeah, this is the album that I remember seeing the arms sliced up like that with Slayer in it as a kid and being really grossed out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a first issue. I think I remember when I bought it used, but it's like in pristine condition. For the people that like care about that shit, I don't really care about first issue CDs. Here's the one that I just got yesterday for my collection. I don't technically consider this as like a studio album because it's all covers, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Undisputed Attitude. One of my least favorite Slayer albums in regards to the music that they've put out. I'm not a huge punk fan, so I don't really care for most of these songs. I feel like if I was a punk fan, I probably would appreciate this more, but it was $10 on Amazon, so I got it probably $5 more than what I actually would have paid for it as a whole, but I didn't feel like driving an hour out to my CD shop, my record store that sells used CDs, to see if they had it. Just wasn't worth the gas, because gas is fucking expensive right now. We're back in that world again. Pretty basic booklet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really consider this one. I listened to it for the first time yesterday when I got it, and I was like, yep, this is why I never bought it. That's all I'm going to say. This came out in 1996, also on the Def Jam American, whatever label it is. This is definitely a first issue, 1998. Diabolus and Musica. I'm pretty sure I bought this the day it came out, or maybe not the day it came out, but at least that same week. This came out the summer. I remember I rode my bike down. Actually, did I drive? No, I wasn't driving it. I rode my bike down to the record store that we had in our downtown area, and I spent like $30 on it. So, I've kept it in pretty good condition, and there's a couple scratches here and there, but I remember listening to the shit out of this when I first got it. I hid it. I didn't want people to see that I bought it. I'm surprised I was able to get it, because I definitely wasn't 18 years old yet, but there isn't a parental advisory thing on here, so maybe, I don't know. This is a fold out. Oh, there is a parental advisory. Images. There you go. I feel like if you're no Slayer, if you have these CDs, you've seen all these already. So it's still in pretty good condition. Like I said, a couple of scratches on the CD, but it still plays fine. And yeah. Next one, I know is not a first issue. I actually was late to buying this one. But I made sure to get the one that had the actual like censored or uncensored version. So next one is God Hates Us All. This was September 11th. It came out. So my senior year of high school. I purposely did not buy this album that day for reasons that I'm sure you can understand. So this is one of the ones when I was able to, I had a job and was able to buy my own CDs and stuff that I did not get, but I did end up getting later on, and it did come with this thing. This is what it was on the outside, but I just put it in the back right there. It's just a piece of paper, but I believe this is the original artwork. Labels and distributors really had a hard time with Slayer, man, when it came to issuing their albums in regards to song lyrics and their album covers, which, censorship was huge back then. This is basically the Bible. There you go. Again, this is not a first pressing by any means. I'm pretty sure it's not. But I made sure when I did eventually... Just dropped the booklet. When I did go buy this, that it wasn't just this album cover. I wanted the other, cover as well. Let me pick that up. Okay. So, yeah, Slayer CDs really are nothing too special. There's the back of it. In regards to the booklets and stuff, I mean, some are pretty cool, but, I love my Autopsy CDs and the artwork in there. Who else has awesome CDs in terms of artwork and the stuff that's provided? Even my Nine Inch Nails CDs are really good. Rage Against the Machine, I don't know, for whatever reason, the Slayer album artwork and stuff like that, I've just never been a huge fan of their album artwork, with the exception of a few that I've called out. This one, I absolutely cannot stand this album cover, and I look at it now and I laugh. It's just funny. It's funny. But again, 2006, Christ Illusion, I bought this for $6, as you can see, a long time ago, and there you go. Christ Illusion, the album cover is goofy as hell, if you've ever actually looked at it. There you go. We've got some stuff going on in the body, and Jesus' face is quite unique. This has some promo pictures of the band in here. And as you can see, I'm not talking about when Dave Lombardo leaves and comes back 100 times or any of those things. I will probably talk about it on stream tonight. But there you go. Finally, a full band picture. It's been a couple of CDs since those have been there. And then lyrics, really nothing else. The CD itself is pretty cool looking. I'm assuming, yeah. Jesus, my other dog is in here. I'm sure you can see him right there, just roaming away. I don't know if this is the first issue, but I got it for $6 at a used store, probably back when I lived in Connecticut. Actually, this might be from when I was in Chicago. I can't remember. It's been out. It's been such a long time. So yeah. Two more. What? We're on 19 minutes. Yeah, see, this is why I didn't do the vinyl, because this video would have been really long. I'll do a separate vinyl video another time, because I do have quite a bit of Slayer vinyl as well. Some stuff that I don't own on CD. So, alright. Now we are in 2009, World Painted Blood. Again, not a fan of this album artwork. I'm trying to think, is this the actual original album artwork? I think there's another one that just says Slayer, and it's all red with blood splatter. Is that the one? Let me see. I've got my, doesn't say, whatever, I don't feel like reading into it. Anyway, not a first issue by any means. The CD is cool though. It went back to that original American Recordings layout there with the blood splatter on it. This booklet is pretty hefty. It's pretty meaty in terms of all the other booklets for their albums. Got some cool pictures. Kerry King right there with his amazing wrist like brush thing. It looks like a bristle brush, like that you would use to like scrub a pipe or something. Here, Tamaraya. Yeah, nothing really cool other than that, just lyrics and stuff. And then, is there a picture on there? Whatever that is. Is that a brain? I'm not too sure what that is. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. The final record on Def Jam / American Recordings, whatever they were called. I don't know. It was like 2 different things. And now we are going to Nuclear Blast. I actually have the first issue of the vinyl, and I bought the CD later because I liked the slipcover, which is just stupid. I don't know, it was a dumb thing, but hey, it was like $8. The store that I was at, I saw it. It was like $8. I was like, you know what? I'll grab it. It's the only one of the only Slayer CDs I didn't have, and that's Repentless. So this is the slipcover. There you go, the original album cover. This came out in 2015. It's hard to believe it was that long ago already because I was hyped, okay? Like, I was really hyped for this album to come out. This is all I'm going to say about it, and then I'll talk about it later tonight. It had been, like, what? A long time since World Painted Blood, so I was excited. Sadly, I did not realize that this would be the last album, although I kind of was, telling myself, like, hey, they should maybe hang it up after World Painted Blood. I didn't hate World Painted Blood, but the band's been around for forever. Eventually, they had to end, right? This had some nice promotional pressing. I will say that. Nuclear Blast, they promoted the hell out of this album. I remember, and I fell into the trap of it. I do need to get the Repentless Killology. I actually probably going to go pick that up today because I realized I don't have it. I'm going to the record store today, so I'm hoping that they have it on CD. They probably will. And I don't have Live Aggression, I think is the other one. And then Live Undead I own on vinyl. I don't own on CD, but I'll probably pick it up on CD too. Again, one of my all-time favorite bands. I love this image. I think it's hilarious. So I like to have them on multiple formats. This album artwork is not too bad. I don't mind this album artwork. I think it's better than most of their catalog. But yeah, in terms of hanging it up, having it be their last album, I'm not too upset about that. I think they ended on a good note with this album, in my honest opinion. Yep, and then the slipcover, which was just so dumb. Like, there was really nothing special about this at all. I think this is just a way to censor the album artwork for people in stores and stuff, but I liked it. I just love that the Slayer band name, so I grabbed it. That's it. That's my Slayer CD collection. Like I said, I'm still missing about 3 or 4, not including bootlegs and stuff that have been released. But I'm excited for the stream tonight. I really, really love this band. I'm excited to talk about things. I'm excited to hear some harsh criticism that I know is going to come from Marty and possibly Alan. I feel like Alan might have some too, but I know for a fact Marty's going to. So it should be exciting. Check it out. 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight on the Heavy Metallurgy channel. It's going to be a fun time. A lot of CDs to get through. But hey, they did the whole entire My Dying Bride recently. And the whole entire Saxon. So, man, dog. So, yeah, that was hefty. So I feel like we'll be good tonight with all these albums. So, that's it. That's all I have. And I will see you in the next one.